Welcome back into the channel, my friends. It's your boy Steve from Straight Fire Picks. We're back with your best bets for the NBA here for you today on Friday, May 2nd, 2025. NBA player props, spreads, totals, predictions. As always, Houston Rockets versus the Golden State Warriors, Game 6, guys. The only game on tap today. Super excited about this game. Should be a great battle, a physical battle. You guys know what it's all about. So yesterday, we ended up going 2-1. It was actually a pretty solid day yesterday in the NBA for us, doing a recap from yesterday. Plus 0.97 units. We cashed Josh Hart under 5.5 assists. Honestly, this is my favorite play that we've played in the postseason because we kind of finally started playing unders again, and that one cashed pretty easily with him finishing with 4, and it was plus value. So really like that play. I'm going to be getting back to doing more unders. I think that's something that I've really been missing in our game here, of late, of just staying away from the unders, because obviously you guys know how unders are. Unders aren't as much fun to play because you never really cash the bet till the game's over. So obviously overs are great if you can find the right ones, but at the same time, unders tend to pay if you find the right ones too. So really was happy with that result. We had Kawhi Leonard over 36.5 PRAs. He gets there easily with 42. And then Tobias Harris let us down, guys. He's been very on and off with us. We hit bets with Tobias Harris, but then he misses like the next game for us. So over 22.5 points and rebounds, he finishes with 19. So obviously that was kind of unfortunate. I was hoping that he would deliver for us. Would have had a sweep if he did, but it is what it is. Still a 2-1 day. It's still a solid day. Comment capper recap. You guys killed it in the comment section again. Justin McKelvey, like we talked about yesterday, had another winning pick in the chat, guys. Los Angeles Clippers team total over 109.5 cashes that. Got to get the bag. Legend here at the channel calling Jamal Murray over 26.5 points and assists. Demetrius Smith calling the Clippers and Knicks money line parlay. Love to see it. And then Lip Picks calling the Knicks money line. So great calls from our comment cappers, guys. You guys did a fantastic job yesterday. Hopefully we can have another great day today in the NBA. Obviously, yesterday was pretty solid, really all across the channel, comment cappers, and as far as our picks go. As well, so hopefully we can replicate that. Get a little 2-0 sweep today. We got just 2 picks in the video because there's only one game. There's only so much you can do in one game, guys. I'm not trying to force a ton of picks into one game, but let's get after today, guys. Let's get this little 2-0 sweep here in the NBA. Let's get right into our picks here. At number 1, we're going Fred VanVleet under 4.5 assists here for the Houston Rockets. We're going minus 115 odds on DraftKings. Risking a unit here. So we got VanVleet under in 3 out of 5 games so far in this series with logs of 7, 2, 3, 6, and 2. So if you notice there, he's got 3 games where he was well under. He didn't even get to 4 assists, which obviously I like seeing that. I think there's a good chance he can go under here again today, especially with this game being on the road in Golden State. Obviously, as you guys know, in the playoffs, and we saw it last night in the Pistons-Knicks game, we've seen it in this series. There's going to be a lot of isolation shot making, right? A lot like what you saw with Brunson last night where, the ball's not really moving, assists aren't really getting set up. And that was kind of the case last night, even, with Josh Hart when we took him. Very similar type of play where Josh Hart's assist chances came off as rebounds mostly. Outside of that, he really didn't. It's not like he was creating and kicking. He was getting like an offensive rebound and kicking it out. That's how he got some of his assists last night, which I was annoyed when that happened. But for the most part, it's kind of similar to VanVleet. VanVleet's very much a perimeter type of player. He's not the type of guy that usually breaks you down and dishes. It's just not really in his repertoire. He's more of a perimeter 3-point shooter, and he can definitely pass it around the perimeter. It's not that he's a bad passer, but as far as like his dribble drive and stuff like that, that's not like a huge part of his game. So, the point what I'm saying with there is there's not going to be a lot of easy chances for VanVleet tonight. So if he's going to get 5 assists tonight, which could happen, I'm not saying it couldn't happen, it's going to be off of tough shot making or 3-point shooting, which, like I said, it could happen. But this game being in Golden State, kind of like what we said with Josh Hart last night, your role players are going to struggle more to shoot. Obviously, they shot pretty good, and VanVleet shot great in the last game, but he still went under his assist mark by a lot. Because, like I said, in this particular spot in the series, he's looking to score more. I was looking at his points line. If you wanted to take an over on VanVleet, I'd look at his points, but his points are kind of high for me at 15.5 now. They did bump his line up a little bit. But as far as the assist, I think he goes under again today in this game 6 where there's going to be a lot of fouls. Obviously, the Rockets are going to struggle more to shoot on the road. There's a lot of things in play here that I really like. And you guys know there's not going to be any easy buckets in this game. There's a break. Van Vliet passes it up in transition. There's an easy-looking layup. Kind of like last night, we saw some fouls. There was a pass that Hart made in transition. It was to Bridges or Anunoby. It might have been to Anunoby. And he was looking like he was going away for a free dunk. Nope. He got hammered at the rim, and he went to the line and shot free throws. That's a lot of the time what happens in the playoffs, guys. That's not foreign at all. That happened a lot last night. Just a lot of fouling. Because you're not going to give up easy plays. Not in this point in the playoffs. You're trying to keep your season alive. A lot of desperation. And it doesn't bode well for assist hitting. It bodes well for a lot of assist unders hitting when you get those type of helmets. That's why the assist lines, really across this game are so low. I think Van Vliet's assist line is the highest on his team at 4.5. That just shows you kind of what we're looking at. But I think the books are aware of this. They're trying to make it a competitive line, but I still think this line isn't low enough. I think 3.5 is probably where it really should be. But at 4.5, I really do like the under. So love it there for number 1 pick, guys. You get Fred VanVleet under 4.5 assists here for the Houston Rockets, going minus 115 odds on DraftKings. Okay, and finally at number 2, we are going Stephen Curry over 4.5 rebounds here for the Golden State Warriors, plus 105 odds on BetMGM. Now this very much ties into what we just talked about with Fred VanVleet as far as tough shot making and the Rockets role players struggling to shoot as well with this game being on the road. Well, if they're not shooting as well and the ball's bouncing off the rim, that means more rebounds and more rebound opportunities for the Warriors. And I think Stephen Curry's in a great spot here. He's been averaging 9.8 rebound chances per game, or rather per 40 minutes. The reason why I say per 40 minutes is because last game he played 23. He had 3 rebounds on 5 rebound chances. But that doesn't really show you what rebound chances he would have had. He would have obviously had more if he played his normal close to 40-minute count. You can expect him to play about 40 minutes today. I'm expecting this game to be competitive. That's all I'm asking for. The spread's set to 5.5 in favor of the Warriors. So could the Warriors blow the Rockets out in Game 6? It could happen. But even if that were to happen, there's going to be a lot of rebound chances with Curry on the floor if that case is reversed. Right? I don't see the Rockets blowing the Warriors out, which would obviously kill this bet. But I could see the Warriors blow the Rockets out. That could happen. And if that were to happen, obviously there still would be a lot of rebound opportunities for Stephen Curry with all the missed shots that the Rockets would have, if that was the case. Now, granted, I don't see any of that happen. I think this is going to be a competitive, close game. I think the Rockets are going to be fighting for everything. Obviously, they're down 3-2 in the series. They got to win this game. It'll be a close game. And Curry should play around 40 minutes. I mean, he plays 40 minutes. He's 6-9 in this line, to this line on the season, which we like seeing that. And I think, once again, he's in a great chance here as far as to hit his over. Give me 1 second, guys. I can't even read my notes because the sun is shining so bright. This is my human moment. Just allow me to be... All right. I'm just trying to read my notes here, and I can't even read my notes. All right. So, yeah, like I said, 6-9 this season when he's played 40 minutes. And like I said, 9.8 rebound chances per game over 40 minutes of gameplay. So, I usually, like I said, with VanVleet, what I didn't mention, by the way, which I meant to mention, was that he's averaging just 7.6 potential assists per game. So, going back to that number 1 pick a little bit. We're talking about conversion rates here. He'd have to convert 5 out of 7.6, which is 65.7%. Anyway, you guys know why I like that. It's because that's a very high percentage to expect to hit. On the other side here for Curry, we're talking about 9.8 rebound chances for a line that's set to 4.5. That's about near that 50% mark, which I like to see. So he'd have to hit 5 out of 9.8, so that's a lot closer to 50% if he's getting that many opportunities, right? And like I said, with this game being at home, I'm expecting him to get a lot of rebound chances, and he is definitely getting more involved in this series on the rebounding and really looking to get his hands on the ball earlier. Okay. We're going to pretend we didn't just say that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that is the gist of the series, though. But he's had logs of 6, 5, 7, 3, and 3 in this series. So he's not only gone over in 3 of 5, 2 of the 5 he went well over was 6 and 7. Like I said, the rebound chances are there. Like I said, close to 10 per game. So I'm expecting to get them rebounds here today. So love it there for number 2 pick, guys. Get Stephen Curry over 4.5 rebounds here for the Golden State Warriors. Plus 105 odds on BetMGM. Guys, this sun is super annoying. I can't even read my laptop, guys. Anyway, that's my goofiness for the day. Gosh. The point where I'm sitting, the sun is right here. The video's there in the shade. This is just frustrating, guys. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the content and me just being absolutely obnoxious. And like I said, me going back on my notes, I couldn't read anything. So annoying. But that's how you know this is a real take, guys. This is just a one-time take. It's usually how I do it. So, but I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a great day today. We have our MLB Best Bets video out as well, so check that out. Let's have a big day here across the channel. One other thing, if you guys are interested in our Straight Fire MVP membership, that's down below, just $3.99 for the entire month. You get access to all of our picks and our plays early, so basically a couple hours in advance of the video. Those are all posted in our community tab for our members. If you guys want access to all these plays early, they are up there for our members. Also, you get access to our Straight Fire MVP picks of the day, exclusive picks of the day. Now, initially, I was going to do an NBA MVP pick of the day, but, I kind of forgot there was just one game going on, so now I'd have to find a third pick in that game. I'm not sure we're going to be able to really do that and find good value on a third pick. So we might just have one for baseball today. If that's the case, though, like I said, it is what it is. Normally we'll have, like I said, at least try to get one out to you guys for baseball today. For the NBA, though, like I said, with this just being a one-game slate, we'll see. If I can find something, we'll definitely put it out, but just keep that in mind. Outside of that, drop your favorite play below, and that will do it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.